I get along with my coworkers, even the difficult ones.
Whether you're trying to make a great impression at your new job or you're just trying to get along with a difficult coworker, I have 10 strategies for you in today's video that is going to help you get along with your coworkers. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel where I help you slay your career and cultivate the successful life that you want. In today's video, I'm going to explore one of the topics that I get asked about most frequently, which is how to get along with your coworkers. Whether you're trying to make a great first impression at a new job, you've transitioned onto a new team, or you're just trying to navigate maybe working with some difficult colleagues or even a toxic coworker. These are 10 strategies that you can actually implement starting today to help you get along with your coworkers. Now, if you're ready to learn 10 strategies on how you can get along with your colleagues, go ahead and click that like button and let's get right into it. The first strategy is to be positive, and in fact, I believe in this one so much that my last video was entirely dedicated to this topic. Listen, whether you're trying to make friends or just to foster positive and productive relationships with people, being a positive person at work is going to help you establish that rapport and build the relationships that are going to be really beneficial. And of course, it's super easy to get along with people that are positive at work versus the negative Nelly who just wants to sit around complaining about her boss. Now, if you're in a situation where you have difficult coworkers or even toxic coworkers, I know that this can actually be really challenging. Fundamentally, being a positive person is going to make you someone that people want to be around, because being around a positive person makes you feel better. Now, you can actually be that person for other people, which is automatically going to help you get along better with your colleagues. And that leads me right into the second strategy, which is to be kind. Now, I know that this one sounds really kindergarten because, well, let's just be honest, we're taught to be kind in kindergarten. Here's the thing, if you work in corporate, and especially if you work for a big company, you can probably name for me at least one jerk. At least one, if not multiple. So do you have to be kind to get ahead? No, you don't. But the thing is, when you're kind to your coworkers, they're actually going to like you instead of just being afraid of you. Now, this is not only going to have the intrinsic benefit of actually, again, building those good relationships that you want to build. That's the whole point in getting along with your coworkers. But it's also going to build up a network of advocates for you to help you get what you need to get done. And here's my personal philosophy on the matter. It is just as easy to be kind as it is to be a jerk. Now, this is something that I've had people counter to me because nice guys finish last, right? Well, ultimately, I don't think that's true, because the question that I want to ask you, if that is a belief that you're holding on to, is if you win, don't you care who you are when you get there? I would personally rather be a great person who feels good about themselves and is exactly who they are and who they want to be, rather than getting to the top of the ladder by being someone that I'm not or hurting people along the way. Now, if that's you, no judgment. We all do our own thing, and then you're probably not going to really like my channel, and you're probably going to give this video a thumbs down right now. But I think one thing that we actually really need in order to build career success is to just practice being kind to each other. It's something that's undervalued for people who are ambitious, but it's something that really pays off for you in the long run. And that actually brings me into strategy 3, which is to be respectful. Now, I know that you need to respect the people that you work with, and especially the people that you work for. But one of the mistakes that I see made very commonly is not being respectful of all of the people all over the place, all around you. Here's what I mean. Have you ever witnessed an email communication between someone that you work with, or maybe even someone senior to you, who's asking something of someone who's lower down the career ladder than them, but they just have that tone? Or there's the person who thinks that they should have respect just because of their job title, and that their job title really entitles them to the respect of the people around them, and especially people who don't have such a fancy and special title as they do. If you want to get along with your coworkers, and especially if you want to get along with your difficult coworkers, starting from a place with everyone around you that carries a tone of respect, and for you to actually truly respect people, is absolutely essential. Listen, it's really easy to respect your boss who's a super cool person that gives you all of the help, support, and guidance that you need. It is much more difficult for you to respect someone who is essentially an antagonist to you in your career. But the thing is, your ability to grow yourself, as well as to show that you are a likable person who is flexible, adaptable, is to actually show respect to the people that are more difficult to work with. And in fact, going to those people from a place of respect is actually going to stage it so that they are going to respect you in return. And just a side note, this absolutely goes with kindness as well. The fourth strategy is to be helpful. I know it's another really super simple one, but it's something that actually makes a dramatic impact on how your colleagues think about you and how well liked you are. Now, I'm not advocating for you to be overly helpful and to do everyone's job except for your own, but search for the simple ways that are meaningful ways to contribute to make the lives of your colleagues easier, or better, or a combination of the two. And often this strategy is as simple as just being their cheerleader when they're having a bad day. If you can find small but meaningful ways to help out your colleagues, that is going to be remembered. Not only are they going to be more likely to help you when you are in need of some assistance, but it's also going to have a very positive impact in your working relationship and how well received you are by your colleagues. Now, drawing from that one is strategy 5, and that is to be awesome at what you do. Now, I'm sure that you totally have this one nailed down already, but it's really important to show up and do your job well. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, if you're a longtime subscriber, you probably already know that I am a big advocate of working harder is not always the answer. But that doesn't mean that you're a slacker. What that actually means is that you're very good at what you do and you overachieve only on the right things. Being someone who is actively contributing to the team, to the company, to collaborations is going to be someone who finds it easy to establish the relationships across their company. When you're awesome at what you do, not only does it mean that you're pulling your weight and that you're bringing value to your colleagues, it also means that you're giving them the opportunity to actually even feel inspired to up-level themselves or to reach their personal best or to strive a little bit further, and maybe they're learning something from you, and hopefully in return you are learning something from them. Now, there's something really important that I want to highlight here, and it actually brings me into strategy 6, which is to stay in your own lane. Because as you're being kind and helpful and respectful and being really awesome at what you do, you might accidentally overstep onto someone's toes and maybe in an area where you don't really belong, or you're not really the expert, which can feel really undermining for them. While you might think that you're being helpful by offering marketing expertise as a salesperson to the marketing team, honestly, it's probably really not that helpful. And if you've ever had someone try to tell you how to do your job, you know that this is something that probably isn't going to go over well unless it is a domain where you are an expert and you can really add to the conversation and help them up level and help them look good. What I'm saying is, unless you are qualified to give your opinion in their lane, chill out in yours. It is where you're meant to be, and that is the track to get you where you want to go, not just in your career, that you have a good working relationship with your colleagues. The 7th strategy is one that, again, probably shouldn't have to be said, but here we are anyway, and that is to be a good neighbor. This includes things like keeping a generally tidy work area, not putting your stuff onto your colleagues' desks. And please, if there's only one thing that you take away from this video, is that you should not microwave shellfish in the office, ever, under any circumstance whatsoever. I don't care if everyone has told you it's okay. It is absolutely not okay, and it is not going to help you get along with your coworkers. Now, if you're already following the prior strategies, this is going to be really easy, and just layer in some of the basic office etiquette, which includes doing things like cleaning up after yourself, being respectful within common areas, and just being mindful of the people around you. And yes, don't make any obnoxious smells in the common office area, please. All right, strategy 8 is going to be a little bit controversial, and for some of you, this is going to be a hard one to implement, and that is to avoid the gossip. Yes, I am telling you, you cannot feed your llama drama at work, at least not if you want to get along with your colleagues. I do want to differentiate between the good gossip, which is just keeping a finger on the pulse in terms of what is actually happening in the company. I'm talking about the drama. It's talking about Susie in accounting, and is she dating Mark in sales? You know what? Who cares? It is absolutely none of your business what those people are doing in their personal time. Now, if they are in a relationship on their desk at work in front of everyone, yes, I give you permission to have a conversation about that. But chances are that's not what's actually happening. Gossiping about your colleagues in a negative context, whether you're commenting on their actual work, their personal life, or anything in between, is something that is not going to help you make good connections at work. And ultimately, if you want to get along with your coworkers and you want to have good and productive working relationships, they need to trust you. They need to make sure that you're not going to go over to Mark in sales and start talking a whole bunch of smack about them. Because guess what? If you're doing that to them about other people, they are going to be very confident that you are doing it to them, and even worse, they are going to be doing it to you. Stay out of the gossip. No matter what you do, that is not a world that you want to live in your adult life. At least not professionally. Watch The Housewives if you need it. And there's all sorts of trash reality TV that you can absolutely go to feed that llama. I know that drama llama really gets hungry sometimes, but find a productive outlet for it and don't participate in the office gossip. Now, drawing from that one is strategy 9, which is to really keep it in the boundaries. Listen, most people are at work because they are there to get their paycheck and go home to live their lives. The truth is, you are spending 40 hours or more with the people that you work with on a weekly basis. You probably see them more than your family, potentially even your significant other when you consider, waking hours and stuff like that. And while having that proximity and intensity in terms of contact, especially if you're in a smaller office or an open office like it's so popular to have now, it can actually start to feel like you're really close with these people because in a very substantial way, you are close with them. You have this enormous shared experience at your company facing similar challenges or even the same challenges. However, it is really important for you to keep in mind, if you want to get along with your colleagues, that everyone does have different boundaries in terms of their relationships with people at work. Some people don't like to talk about their personal lives at all, and they might not want to hear about yours either. You need to understand that we're all coming at different places and there's different things that we want in our professional relationships. Learn what they are for your colleagues and don't overstep those boundaries. And that leads me to my 10th point, which is your colleagues are not your friends. One of the biggest mistakes that I see professionals make is to think that their colleagues are their friends, and that it applies to everyone uniformly that they are working with and have a positive working relationship with. So in next week's video, I'm actually going to deep dive into this topic to help you just learn some parameters and some guidelines that you can apply to make sure that you don't get bitten by a work friend, because when you feel like someone's your friend and they betray you, that one is going to hurt. So first of all, do need to acknowledge that not all of our work friends are our IRL friends. But make sure that you do click that subscribe button so that you don't miss a video next week, because I think that this is a really important topic that isn't just going to allow you to get along with your colleagues better, but I think it's going to be something that ultimately stages you for better success in both your work and your personal life. And that leads me to my question for you today. Have you ever had a difficult colleague that you've been able to diffuse with kindness? I'm actually going to drop my personal story on this subject down below, and I would love to hear yours in the comments. Now, once you've implemented these 10 strategies, I know you're going to get along with all of your colleagues even your most difficult coworker. Now, once you've done that, it's time for you to really double down, to take the next step to accelerate your career. Whether you're trying to make a great impression in your first 90 days at your new job, transition into a new role, or get the promotion or the pay raise that you've been dreaming of, I have an absolutely free resource for you, which is my exclusive Facebook group, the Strive Squad. In it, we have exclusive content, we have weekly live Q&As with myself to answer all of your career strategy and success questions, and so much more. I highly recommend you join. I will drop the link down below so that you can click through and join there. I will see you in the Strive Squad. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you click that like button. Again, it lets me know that you enjoy videos like this so that I can make more, and doing something as simple as clicking the like button really does help my channel. Now, if you are looking for more career success advice and more ways to just thrive in your day-to-day life, check out one of the videos that's actually linked on the screen right here. I want to thank you for being unapologetically ambitious, for taking this time to invest in yourself and your professional and personal growth, and for watching this video. I'll see you next time.